Number 8. Bahrain Underwater Theme Park. Bahrain's underwater theme park is a unique attraction meant for diving enthusiasts who are interested in exploring a sunken Boeing 747 and a few other artificial reefs. The park, which covers an expansive area of 1.7 million square feet, is located right off the coast of Dar Al Muharraq, a city built on 7 islands in Bahrain. The park, which officially opened back in August 2019, features a 229-foot-long decommissioned Boeing 747 at its center, the largest aircraft ever used as an artificial reef. The plane was specially prepared and stripped clean of its interiors and any possible toxic materials before being submerged. Divers can swim through the jet, straight into the cockpit, and see the fish that live there up close and personal. The park also holds other attractions, like a replica of a pearl merchant's home, sail structures, statues, and a coral reef. The park aims to provide an exceptional dive experience, as well as promote marine conservation and boost the tourism sector in Bahrain. The park is managed by Dive Bahrain, which organizes trips to the site by registered dive centers. Potential divers need to contact their selected dive center to book their trip and pay the necessary fees. The park is open to enthusiasts of all levels of experience, but some attractions may require advanced diving certification. Bahrain's underwater theme park showcases Bahrain's rich culture and natural beauty. It is a must-see destination for anyone who loves both diving and adventure. It is also a great opportunity to learn more about the history and traditions of Bahrain, like the pearl industry and maritime heritage. The park is expected to attract more visitors to the region and enhance its reputation as a leading destination for entertainment. Number 7. Middle Lock Pearl Harbor. Middle Lock Pearl Harbor is one section of the Pearl Harbor Lagoon on the island of Oahu, Hawaii, west of Honolulu. It is one of the 6 locks in the harbor, along with the East Lock, West Lock, South Lock, Southwest Lock, and Ford Island. Middle Lock is used mostly as a holding facility for old naval vessels, pending the determination of their fate. Some of the ships are still on the Naval Vessel Register, while others are being disposed of through various means like foreign sale, donation, recycling, reefing, or even target practice. Middle Lock is also the site of a historical event that happened during the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. A Japanese Zero fighter plane crashed into the water after being hit by anti-aircraft fire from the USS Nevada. The pilot, Petty Officer First Class Shigenori Nishikaichi, survived and was captured by local residents. He later made an escape attempt and was killed in a shootout. His plane was salvaged not long after and used for intelligence purposes by U.S. forces. Middle Lock Pearl Harbor is a place of interest for countless visitors who want to learn more about the rich history and status of the U.S. Navy in Hawaii. There is a sign describing the Zero plane crash close to the lock, and some of the inactive ships can actually be seen from a distance. But it's worth mentioning that access to the lock and the ships is restricted to authorized personnel only. Number 6. Lavana Airplane Boneyard. Lavana Airplane Boneyard is a storage facility meant for retired commercial airliners at the Eemshaven Airport Twente in the Netherlands. It is one of the few airplane boneyards in all of Europe, along with Teruel in Spain and Cotswold in the United Kingdom. Lavana Airplane Boneyard was first established in 2016 by Aircraft End-of-Life Solutions, or AELS, a company that specializes in dismantling, recycling, and remarketing aircraft components. The boneyard can hold up to 60 aircraft like Boeing 747s, Airbus A340s, and Fokker F-28s. The site serves several purposes for the aviation industry. It offers temporary storage for aircraft that are taken out of service thanks to market fluctuations, maintenance issues, or fleet renewal. It also offers parts reclamation for planes that are no longer able to fly, but still have valuable components that could be reused or resold. Finally, it performs scrapping and recycling options for aircraft that have reached the end of their cycles, ensuring minimal environmental impact. Lavana Airplane Boneyard attracts aviation enthusiasts who want to see rare or historic aircraft for themselves. Number 5. Mojave Air and Spaceport. Mojave Air and Spaceport is a public airport and spaceport found in Mojave, California. It is the first facility of its type in the country to be licensed by the Federal Aviation Administration for horizontal launches of reusable spacecraft like Spaceship One and Spaceship Two. Mojave Air and Spaceport has a history of both aviation and aerospace innovation. It was originally opened up as a civilian airport back in 1935, but was taken over by the U.S. Marine Corps during World War II and later expanded into a training base for fighter pilots. After the war, the site was returned to civilian use and became a popular destination for flight testing. In the 1970s, Mojave Air and Spaceport attracted pioneers of experimental aircraft such as Burt Rutan, who designed innovative planes like the Very Ease, the Voyager, and the Global Flyer. In 2004, Rutan's Spaceship One became the first privately funded manned spacecraft to reach space. This accomplishment won him the Ansari X Prize. Since then, Mojave Air and Spaceport has hosted several companies and projects involved in commercial spaceflight like Virgin Galactic, Strato Launch Systems, and Maston Space Systems. Mojave Air and Spaceport covers a vast area of 2,998 acres and has 3 separate runways, the longest of which is 12,503 feet. It also has multiple hangars, workshops, offices, and even a restaurant. The airport hosts regular events and tours for the public, as well as educational programs for both students and teachers. It's truly a place for those who want to witness the future of flight. Would you visit if given the chance? Let us know in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Number 4. Camp Taji. Located not far from Taji and the Baghdad Governorate of Iraq, there's a military post called Camp Taji or Camp Cook. The site is in a rural area about 17 miles north of the capital city, Baghdad. Camp Taji was originally built as an Iraqi Republican Guard base at an airfield during the Saddam era. It was also known as a center for the manufacture of chemical weapons and the largest tank maintenance facility in the whole of Iraq. It was heavily bombed, though, during Operation Desert Fox back in 1998 and taken over by U.S.-led coalition forces in 2003. Camp Taji covers approximately 15 square miles of land and has a 5,600-foot runway. It has multiple facilities and amenities for the troops and contractors like housing, dining, medical, recreation, and security services. It also has a base defense operations center and a mayor's cell to manage the daily operations of the camp. Camp Taji plays a key role in the security and stability of Iraq. It is a strategic location for the coalition forces to conduct counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency missions against the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, otherwise known as ISIS, and other known extremist groups. It is also a critical site for the development and modernization of Iraqi security and their vast capabilities. Camp Taji is currently under the control of the Ministry of Defense of Iraq and the U.S. Army Tank Automotive and Armaments Command, or TACOM. It is one of the few standing bases that hosts U.S. troops in Iraq as part of the strategic framework agreement between the two countries. The U.S. plans to eventually withdraw its forces from Camp Taji as part of its commitment to respect Iraq's sovereignty and independence. Number 3. Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Davis-Monthan Air Force Base is located in Tucson, Arizona. It was first established in 1925 as a landing field and was named after 2 local pilots who passed away during World War I. The base is home to the 355th Wing, which offers close air support and forward air control with the A-10 Thunderbolt II aircraft. The wing also carries out training, maintenance, and treaty compliance missions. It hosts several other units too, like the 55th Electronic Combat Group, which operates the EC-130H Compass Call aircraft for more electronic warfare, and the 563rd Rescue Group, which performs combat search and rescue missions with the HC-130J Combat King II and the HH-60G Pave Hawk helicopters. The base is well known for its aircraft Boneyard, where well over 4,400 aircraft and aerospace vehicles are stored or recycled by the 309th Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration Group. The Boneyard covers about 2,600 acres of land and houses aircraft from other branches of the U.S. military and government, like B-52 bombers, F-14 fighters, C-130 transport planes, and even space shuttles. The Boneyard was built after World War II to store surplus planes and has been used ever since for preservation or disposal. The Boneyard is also a source of spare parts and a site for research and testing. It is a key installation for Air Combat Command, which is responsible for offering combat-ready air forces to multiple commands around the world. The base also supports other missions like humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, and counter-drug operations. There's a population of about 11,000 personnel at the site. The base offers facilities and services for its residents and visitors, such as medical care, education, recreation, and housing. Number 2. The Sierra Army Depot. The Sierra Army Depot, or SIAD, is both a military post and a storage facility located near Hirlong, California. It was originally built in 1942 to be used as an ammunition storage site that was safe from Japanese attacks and still close to Western ports and bases. SIAD has been designated a center for industrial and technical excellence for all water and petroleum systems, as well as for operational project stocks. It provides logistics and sustainment services to both the Army and Joint Force. It also manages end-of-life vehicles, clothing, and more. SIAD covers 36,000 acres of high desert terrain, which is ideal for long-term mechanized vehicle storage. It is a highly skilled team of machinists, craftsmen, equipment operators, and support personnel. It also has an airfield that can accommodate massive cargo planes. The Tank Automotive and Armaments Command, or TACOM, of the U.S. Army is responsible for SIAD. SIAD has a history of innovation and continued excellence in its missions. It has supported multiple operations and contingencies around the world, such as Operation Desert Storm, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, and Operation Inherent Resolve. It has also received awards and recognitions, like the Army Superior Unit Award, the Secretary of Defense Environmental Award, and the Voluntary Protection Program STAR certification. SIAD is a critical part of Army readiness and a valuable asset to the Department of Defense. It is deeply committed to offering quality service and support to both its customers and stakeholders. Number 1. The Kingman Army Airfield. The Kingman Army Airfield was a military base and training facility found in Kingman, Arizona. It operated from 1942 to 1945 and was one of the largest aerial gunnery schools in the United States during World War II, where over 35,000 soldiers learned how to shoot at enemy aircraft. The Kingman Army Airfield was first established in 1942 as part of the Army Air Forces Training Command. It covered 4,145 acres and had 3 runways, one of which was 8,500 feet long. The airfield also had a few auxiliary fields and gunnery ranges. The site was named after Louis Kingman, a railroad engineer who surveyed the route of the Atlantic and Pacific Railroad by going through Arizona. The main mission of the Kingman Army Airfield was to train aerial gunners for B-17 Flying Fortresses and also B-24 Liberator bombers. The trainees received classroom instruction, ground training, and flight training using various types of aircraft like the AT-6 Texan, the AT-11 Kansan, B-17 Flying Fortress, B-24 Liberator, and the B-26 Marauder. The trainees also practiced shooting at targets, drones, and simulated enemy planes. The Kingman Army Airfield also hosted multiple other activities, like fighter training, bomber transition training, aircraft maintenance, weather observation, medical services, and even some entertainment. Some notable people who served or visited the airfield include Charles Bronson, Clark Gable, Jimmy Stewart, and the notorious Three Stooges. The Kingman Army Airfield was finally deactivated in 1945 after the Second World War came to an end. It became one of the largest aircraft storage and disposal sites in the country, where over 5,000 military aircraft were stored and later scrapped. The airfield was transferred to the city of Kingman in 1949 and soon became a commercial airport and industrial park. The Kingman Army Airfield played an important part in the war effort and the history of Arizona. To preserve artifacts and mementos from that era, the Kingman Army Airfield Historical Society decided to build a museum which now houses a vintage wooden hangar from 1942. The site depicts life at the airfield and honors the troops who served there. That's it for military graveyards. We hope you enjoyed this fascinating tour. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos like this. And don't forget to leave a comment below and tell us what you think about these graveyards. Do you find them creepy or cool? We'd love to know. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
And him.